The cold winter weather is coming, and the team at Peerless Boilers, they're ready to help you prepare for this season. It's time to make sure your home is nice and warm for the cold weather. Save loads of money on your fuel bill. Do it now before it's too late and you've got a mess on your hands. Start thinking about replacing your old beast of a boiler with a new high-efficiency Peerless Boiler. Go to peerlessboilers.com, pop in your zip code, and you'll find a dealer near you. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best-built boilers, and proud sponsor of Sid and Friends in the Morning, live from Israel.
WABC Traffic and Transit.
Well, like we told you the last time from the RayCatina.com traffic desk, eastbound on the Cross Bronx, the earlier accident at 3rd Avenue is out of the way. All lanes have been reopened, but you still got about a 30-minute delay inbound George Washington Bridge, and then slow across the span on over to 3rd Avenue, and it is easing pretty quickly. During the middle of the day, Queensbound now, road construction up there at the Throgs Neck Bridge. You have delays northbound on the Garden State Parkway up in Essex and Bergen County, northbound at 148, a stall on the shoulder, and then an accident up by the Bergen tolls. And then westbound on Route 280 in West Orange at exit 7. Again, that accident continues, and mass transit pretty much on or close to schedule. Again, don't forget there will be some of the exits at the subways closed, 4, 5, and 6, the R, the W, the J, and the Z. Discover commitment excellence at every level when you visit Ray Cattina Porsche in Edison. Whether you're looking for a new or pre-owned Porsche, a lease return, custom order, financing, or maintenance, you'll find it all. Ray Cattina Porsche, Route 1 at Edison. I'm Joe Nolan with traffic on Talk Radio 77 WABC.
This is Sid and Friends in the Morning. 77 WABC.
Sunday morning, up with the lock.
They don't know what to do with Kellyanne Conway's hair. And time I see her on TV, she's got a different hairstyle. I love her, by the way. She's a terrific lady. And I was going to say, I wish she was still part of Trump's campaign, but it's like my guy is doing pretty damn good the way he's done this time around. It's gone well, and I think he's going to win. I also think Congressman Anthony D'Esposito, running in a blue district in Nassau County, Long Island, like Trump, is going to win. Even though Brian Kilmeade told me yesterday that he's a solid 7 points behind Laura Gillen, I've had both Anthony and Peter King tell me since then, last night and earlier today, that that is not true. Well, let's hear it from the horse's mouth. Here he is looking to win again. My dear friend, the great Congressman Anthony D'Esposito. Kilmeade starting rumors, Tony D. What's going on with that?
Sid, how are you, my friend?
I'm good.
Good. Yeah, so listen, that poll that was done, you know as well as most people do, Newsday is not out there to support Republicans. They are completely in the bag for Democrats. And they're pretty angry that Republicans are doing so well in Nassau and Suffolk, whether it's county government with Blakeman and out in Suffolk, or whether it's the fact that we have 3 of the 4 congressional seats, 3 towns, 2 cities. They know that Republicans are winning, and they're going to do everything that they can to send a different message. And that poll, it was done for a couple of reasons. It was done to try to suppress Republican votes, and it was done to try to take us off our game. But what they don't realize is that in Nassau County, and especially somebody like me, a poll like that doesn't take me off my game. It actually makes me more fired up to win and win big. So that poll, first of all, they did it during Sukkot, so you know my district pretty well, and you know that over 16% of the district is Jewish, and that large majority of the Orthodox Jews, especially down in the 5 towns. I mean, in 2022, I think I got 87% of the vote down in the 5 towns, and we are expecting this time around to break 95%. When they're not included in a poll, that's going to give you a little bit different numbers. Yep. Democrats were oversampled by 11%, and conservatives were undersampled by 9%. So this poll, there was a point of doing it, and that was trying to send a message and take us off our game. But it's not going to happen. I've spoken to prominent Democrats, and Chairman Cairo has done the same, and even they agree that the poll was complete nonsense.
No, I believe it's true. So the poll, which was complete nonsense, had you down by 7. What do you think is more accurate? Up by 5, up by 4? What do you think is more accurate?
The last poll that we got has us up by 4 points. I think that's pretty comfortable. Listen, people say all the time this is going to be a tight race. Yes, it is going to be a tight race. Where there's 70,000 more Democrats in my district than there are Republicans, so it's always going to be a tight race. But I will tell you, and I think you agree. You spend a lot of time in this district and in Nassau County. You're good friends with all of us. Whether it's the 5 towns where we've done great work or beyond. I mean, every community that you go into, you speak to Republicans, you speak to independents, and you speak to Democrats, and they are sick and tired of what's gone on in Washington, D.C. They're sick and tired of Chuck Schumer. They're sick and tired of Kamala Harris. They can't stand Joe Biden, and they want good Republican leadership, and that's what we're going to fight for. And, 2 years ago, we were able to flip this seat from blue to red. It was the first time it's in Republican hands since about 30 years. We're going to do it again. And I speak to all the guys that are in tough races, myself, Lawler, Molinaro, Williams, and we are all fighting the good fight. Obviously, they're outspending us. I mean, just this morning, the House Majority PAC, which is the Democrats' national PAC, they did another $2.5 million buy in my district to put ads on TV. But
can I ask you a question? Let me ask you a question. Why are they spending so much money in your district? For folks that don't follow this as closely as we do, why are they spending so much money, millions and millions, in your district?
Because, that progressive, Hakeem Jeffries, who tries to say that he's moderate, he's one of the most progressive members of the House, he wants to be Speaker of the House, and he wants the majority to run through New York. And the thing is that Democrats throughout the country cannot understand, they can't comprehend how we won these seats 2 years ago. When there's 70,000 more Democrats, how did the Republicans pull it off? They are baffled by the fact that in a county with 130,000 more Democrats than Republicans, that we Republicans hold every countywide seat, including the county executive and the DA. They're confused as to why in a place like the city of Long Beach, which is the southern end of my district, they don't understand how that's a Democratic stronghold and is now in Republican hands. And the reason why they don't understand it is because they don't want to pay attention. Their voters have been telling them for years that they've gone too far, whether it's on a state level and congestion pricing and cashless bail, criminal justice reform, that taking away zoning rights from towns and villages. I mean, the disaster. I mean, you look at Kathy Hochul's favorables to unfavorables. I mean, she's completely upside down. She's probably the most ineffective governor this state has ever seen. She's not only pissed off Republicans and conservatives, but Democrats can't stand her either. So and instead of saying, all right, we need to change course here, the Democrats keep doubling down. And why? Because they're listening to the progressives. They're listening to people like Hakeem Jeffries from Brooklyn, who could care less what happens on Long Island. All he wants to do is win the seats. And they think that in a place where there's 70,000 more Democrats, this is where they should be spending the money. And quite frankly, they should start reallocating the money elsewhere, because they don't realize that here in Nassau and Suffolk, whether it's me or Lolota or Garbarino or LaPetri, we have leadership. We have Jesse Garcia. We have Joe Cairo. And we have the troops on the ground. This Saturday that just passed, we knocked on 62,000 doors in my district, while Laura Gillen is paying people from Brooklyn and the Bronx to walk.
I love it. I love it. 62,000 doors. So tell me about the big picture. The majority in the House is razor thin. And that's part of the reason why my good friend and yours, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who actually has become a friend of mine, she's so frustrated because you guys can't really do a heck of a lot, And then, of course, they've got the Senate. So looking ahead to the election, do you feel like, for the most part around the country, retain seats, add seats? What do you think happens with the House?
I think that first in the Senate, I spoke to Speaker Johnson late last night, and he's been working as hard as he possibly can out there, raising money to keep and grow the majority. We are confident that we'll pick up 3 Senate seats and maybe as much as 6. So I think the Senate is there. I think you and me would both agree that President Trump is doing extremely well. I look at polls every morning, whether it's McLaughlin or Fabrizio, and he is surging in all of the battleground states every single day. And I truly believe that there is an undercurrent. There's an undercurrent in places like Long Island and throughout New York, where there are people who may not be saying, listen, I'm coming out and I'm supporting President Trump. But when it gets to them in the voting booth, they are going to pull their ballot for Donald Trump. And I think it's demographics that we normally haven't seen. I mean, you look at our polls and we're running very well in the Hispanic and African American communities. You talk to teachers who obviously the teachers union historically goes for Democrats. I mean, their leadership in the teachers union is as progressive as it's going to get. But even teachers are saying, we can't vote for Democrats. Our husbands are cops and firemen, and look what they're dealing with. Or they see what's happening in their classrooms, that their classrooms are turned over to migrant shelters and they have to teach remotely. So I think there's different demographics that historically have gone probably in the Democratic column that are going to come back home and be Republicans this year. That and just the groundswell of people who are just sick and tired of being sick and tired. I think that we are going to see some great victories, not only on Long Island and New York, but throughout the country. But, after redistricting in many states, I think that the majority, either way it goes, I mean, I'm confident we are going to have the Republican majority. But I think over the next few years, the majority is going to be slim any way you look at it.
Either way.
But listen, there's a lot of work that can be done, even with a slim majority. As Speaker Johnson always says, Congress is sometimes full of show ponies. You got workhorses that really want to put their head down and get it done, and that's exactly what we'll do.
So I'm excited that you're going to be there on Sunday. I got a text from Pete King, the Godfather, last night, and he's going to be there. Joe Cairo's going to be there, Bruce Blakeman, and you. There's Pete King right there. He literally just walked towards the door. Anthony's on the phone right now. Your guy Anthony. I know he's been say hello to Anthony quick. Come on, let Pete say hello to Anthony. He's been campaigning with Anthony for weeks. Say hello, Pete. Go ahead.
How you doing, buddy?
Put his mic
What's
on.
up, Pete? Yeah, Pete. The other night, me and Pete were at a couple fundraisers together. He's been a tremendous help. It's not easy for him to support this Italian American, but he's doing a good job of it.
It's tough, and it's a sacrifice they're making for the team. Italians are motivated by love. The Irish are motivated by taking care of vendettas and grudges. And I hate Newsday and the way they've come after you with such nonsense. Even though I don't like you personally, I hate Newsday so bad. I got to jump in. Now, you're the best, Anthony. You really are. You're doing a great job.
Thanks, Pete. And so Sid, we're me, Pete, Bruce, and Cairo will be making our way into President Trump.
Love it.
On Sunday, and we look forward to you giving an excellent speech. You better not let us down. No pressure.
It's not going to be excellent.
Hey, Anthony, I didn't even know that Trump was speaking. I was going to hear Sid speak.
Thank you, Pete. Pete texted me last night. I was all excited. He goes, we're coming. We're all coming. On the way out, give the folks out there the place to go right now to donate and make sure that this race against Gillen isn't nearly as close as some say.
That's it. It's D'Esposito for FORCongress.com, D'Esposito for Congress.com. Pete will tell you over the last couple of weeks, the fundraising has been spectacular. The money's coming in. People are excited. They want President Trump to win. I mean, his numbers in Suffolk and Nassau are looking insane. I mean, I think that we're going to have great victories. But the Democrats are getting money from God knows where. So we need to keep ourselves on TV in the mailboxes. And the only way to do that is to raise some money. So D'Esposito for Congress.com. Sid, thank you for everything, and we will see you on Sunday.
Any final words, Pete, for your guy here?
Anthony is the man. He's a fantastic congressman, a great guy, and I tell you, America needs him, Long Island needs him, New York needs him, we all need him.
Agreed. Anthony, thank you so much. You're the best. We'll talk again very, very soon.
Thanks, guys.
See you Sunday. Anthony D'Esposito.